Mohamed, thank you so much indeed for your time. How is this dispute between the federal government led by Abiy Ahmed and the TPLF up there in Tigray developed into what looks now like a proper war?
Yes, thank you, TRT, for having me. The current conflict between TPLF and Abiy Ahmed and on one side, and also the involvement of Eritrea for this dispute, what is internal dispute between Ethiopian government and Tigray People's Liberation Front, has been showing all signs for a long time that this was not going to be entirely an internal affairs. It was going to grow into a more regional conflict that has the potential not only to destabilize Ethiopia, but also the entire Horn of Africa.
What do you think of those dangers? I mean, across the Horn of Africa now, everyone is wondering whether this thing is going to actually go beyond the borders that it has. And we've already had an attack in the west of Ethiopia. We've had the TPLF saying, yes, it fired rockets into Eritrea. What are the dangers and how real are those dangers of a wider conflagration?
Actually, those dangers are real. Just a couple of hours ago, the Tigrayan People's Liberation Front has accused the UAE, United Arab Emirates, and their military installations and presence in Assab port in Eritrea to be ready or already involved in the conflict on behalf of Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. So the Tigrayan regional government has just accused the United Arab Emirates that it is letting Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed to use their drones and other military vehicles and installation in Assab. And also already Sudan is feeling the pressure from this conflict in their neighbor to the east, because there are tens and thousands of refugees that are already crossed to the Sudanese side of the border. And this has also a potential to create both a humanitarian crisis and a security crisis for Sudan as well. And also, just before the start of the current war between TPLF and the Ethiopian government, Seyum Mesfin, which is a very influential Tigrayan figure for the last 30 years, who also served as more than 2 decades as a foreign minister, just implied that Ethiopia is going to be the next Yemen, or the next, what you call Libya, in which regional powers and international powers would kind of vie for their influence by supporting different factions and different groups within the conflict. So he already hinted that as long as Israel is involved in this war on behalf of the president, the prime minister and his government, central government, there is the likelihood that other regional powers and international powers, including Egypt, the United States, and all other interested parties, were also going to be involved in the conflict.
Mohamed, I wanted to get your take on Abiy Ahmed, the Prime Minister, and his decision to launch this military action in Tigray. Now, this is a man who wins the Nobel Peace Prize for ending his country's conflict with Eritrea and then can't make peace with Tigray. Did he do the right thing? I mean, he says he had no choice, that he had to send the military in.
Actually, that is the Prime Minister's characterization of the war in Tigray as a necessary war, or a just war, or as they call it in their media engagements, law enforcement operation, is not actually quite right. The situation in Ethiopia has been deteriorating for the last year or more. And we have been also, some of us who were also involved in Ethiopia and the regional politics were actually sounding the alarm that this is going to be a very tragic incident, consequences, given the Prime Minister. Just right after November last year, when the Prime Minister received the Nobel Peace Prize, that is when everything changed to the worse. The arrest of high-profile Oromo opposition leaders and other opposition leaders, the resigning back of the federal structure, Prime Minister's alliance with very extremist, Ethiopianists. We call them Ethiopians. They have a nostalgia for the prior imperial era and the Derg era. And Prime Minister's alliance with these, uncanny forces with Ethiopian politics has been actually building pressure and like a cooking pressure that is actually was expected to actually explode sometime. And this is not actually something new, given the trajectory of where things have been going for the last year or so. And this is not actually one incident. It is not also one single issue. It has a multi related issues that are more or less to about the future of this country and where things should be headed. It is about the soul and the image of this country. It is not about just a war between TPLF and the federal government.
Mohamed, really appreciate your time. Thank you for the analysis. That's Mohamed Olad, editor-in-chief of Jiga Herald.